Your coffee cup is still here, right where you left it by the sink. I reach for 2 cups every morning, then I remember before I think. Your sweater's on the kitchen chair, your book is folded at page 9. This house keeps holding little pieces of a life I thought was always mine. I used to walk past all these things like they'd be waiting every day. Now every room knows what I lost in ways I never learned to say. This house still knows your name. Every doorway sounds the same. The floor still creaks where you would stand. I still turn around to reach your hand. I thought home was walls and keys. Now I know home was you with me. And every room keeps telling me what I was too blind to see. I came home late so many evenings. You'd leave the porch light on for me. Sometimes dinner sat there cooling while you watched old shows on TV. You'd ask me how my day had gone. I'd say I'm tired, maybe later. I never knew those little questions were the way you held us together. Now nobody asks where I've been, nobody waits to hear the door. The quiet ain't the peace I wanted. This house still knows your name. Your picture leans beside the lamp. Your side of the bed still waits for you. Though I know you won't come back, I thought love lived in bigger things. Anniversaries and wedding rings. Now I know it lived in ordinary days. I never thought I'd miss this much. I found your handwriting yesterday on a grocery list inside a drawer. Coffee, bread, your favorite peaches, and a note to check the door. I sat down right there on the floor. Lord, I cried over that little page. Not because the words were special, but because your hand had made them. The things we call small ain't small. A voice from the other room, a coat hanging in the hall, someone laughing when you burn the toast. You don't know which little moment you'll end up missing most. If I had one evening back, I wouldn't ask for a perfect night. I'd come home before the food got cold. I'd put my telephone out of sight. I'd sit beside you on that old couch. Let you tell me every little thing. Let you tell me every little thing. I'd listen to the story twice. If hearing you was what tomorrow brings, I wouldn't say we have plenty of time. A house can keep your memories, but it can't make somebody stay. Love them while they're here. Hear them while they're near. Hear them while they're near. This house still knows your name. And I don't fight that truth these days. I let the rooms remember you. I let the old song tears don't fall the same. Now some mornings I can hold it and smile before the pain. I thought home was something we owned, but home was you saying good morning before I hurried through my day. So if somebody waits beside you, don't make ordinary love feel small. One day the things you barely notice may be the things you miss most of all. Your chair, your book, that old porch light, the sound of your steps coming down the hall at night. I called it ordinary because I thought it couldn't end. Now this house remembers everything. Sometimes when the morning is quiet, I say your name out loud, not to bring yesterday back, just to thank you for making these walls a home. A home. You made it a home. This house still knows your name. I still set the table for two before my mind catches my hand. 2 plates beneath that kitchen light, like you're still part of the plan. Then I see that empty chair and slowly put one plate away. Funny what the body remembers when the heart is learning change. For 30 years around 6 o'clock, I knew exactly where you'd be. You'd bring the glasses from the cupboard, then pull that chair across from me. You'd tell me something from your day, some little thing I'd halfway hear. Now I'd give anything I've got to have those little stories here. I still set the table for two, like love forgot that you are gone. I still leave your place beside me before I remember I'm alone. All those dinners I called ordinary, all those nights I hurried through. Now one empty chair keeps teaching me how much of home was you. Sometimes I cook too much food, I haven't learned another way. Your favorite pot is on the stove, though no one asked me what I made. I catch myself about to say, come taste this, tell me what it needs. Then nothing answers from the hallway but that old clock in me. You used to steal a bite before I ever got the plates laid down. I tell you, woman, let it cool, and you just laugh and turn around. Lord, I miss that foolish laughter, I miss pretending I was mad. It's strange, the smallest irritation can become the thing you want so bad. that I still set the table for two. Sometimes I don't correct it fast. I sit across from your empty chair and let one supper meet the past. I thought the big days made a marriage, but age has shown me something true. Love was hiding in the daily things I hardly ever noticed. You do. There were nights we barely talked, just forks and plates and evening news. You'd reach across to pass the salt. I'd never think that I could lose the way your fingers touch my hand for half a second passing by. Now a man can spend an hour remembering one touch from another life. If somebody gave me one more meal, I wouldn't need candles or wine, no anniversary reservation, no reason to dress up fine. Give me Tuesday at our old table, your shoes kicked off beneath your chair. Tell me the same story twice, baby. I swear this time I'd be there. I'd ask you how you really felt. I'd listen when you answer slow, because sometimes love is serving dinner to the same heart you chose years ago. Don't overlook it. Don't overlook love. I still set the table for two, but tonight I let myself smile. I remembered how you teased me, how you'd stay and talk a while. Yes, that empty chair still hurts me, but gratitude is coming through. I had years of ordinary evenings sitting right across from you. And if you're eating with somebody you've been loving half your life, don't let familiarity make you forget the blessing by your side. Turn the television low, ask them how their whole day went. Stay a little longer at the table. That's where some of heaven gets spent. One plate for me, one place for you. Some habits take a lifetime to learn how to undo, but I don't hate this old table. It gave me years with you. So tonight I'll eat and remember and whisper thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for all those nights. I still set the table for two. Before my mind catches my hand, two plates beneath that kitchen light, like you're still part of the plan. Then I see that empty chair and slowly put one plate away. Funny what the body remembers when the heart is learning change. For 30 years around 6 o'clock, I knew exactly where you'd be. You'd bring the glasses from the cupboard, then pull that chair across from me. You tell me something from your day, some little thing I halfway hear. Now I give anything I've got. The porch light stayed on longer. The last few months you were here, I kept coming home past midnight, and you stopped asking where I'd been. You used to meet me at the doorway, sometimes barefoot, half asleep. Then one night you stayed inside, and I thought you were just tired of waiting. I didn't know that little light was saying something I should hear. The porch light stayed on longer, but you stopped waiting by the door. I thought nothing had really changed, 'cause your coat was hanging there like before. Now I know love can grow weary without raising its voice at all. Sometimes the first sign of losing someone is nobody coming when you call. I remember one cold evening, rain still shining on my coat. I walked in talking about my day. You barely looked up from your book. You said your dinner's in the oven. I said thanks and kissed your head, but your eyes had changed a little. There were words behind what you never said. I should have sat beside you. I should have asked what hurt. Instead I warmed my dinner and let silence do the work. The porch light stayed on longer, but your patience wasn't the same. You still folded all my shirts, still signed the cards with both our names. That's why I never saw the warning. Nothing shattered, nothing fell. Sometimes a heart begins surrendering while the house still looks perfectly well. There was no screaming in the hallway, no suitcase by the stairs, just fewer questions in the evening, less of you reaching for my chair. You stopped asking when I'd be home, stopped saving stories from your day, stopped looking through that front window when headlights turned into the driveway. Back then I called it peaceful. I didn't understand. Peace ain't always peace. Sometimes it's somebody putting down the fight. They've carried all they can. If I could speak to that man I was, I'd tell him, look at her tonight. Don't wait until she's gone to notice she quit asking you to make it right. When someone who once worried stops wondering where you are, don't celebrate the quiet. Go and find their heart. Before it gets too far. Wish I'd turned around that evening when I saw you in that chair. You looked smaller in the lamplight, like you were already somewhere else. Maybe you would have told me, maybe you'd have only cried. Maybe all you needed was to know I still could see your side. I can't rewrite that season. I can't blame you for being tired. A heart can only keep the porch light burning so many nights before it stops expecting tires. The porch light stayed on longer until one night it didn't shine. And that's the night I finally noticed how much distance had grown between your heart and mine. Now when I passed that front window, I remember what I couldn't see. You weren't asking me to come home early. You were asking if home still mattered to me.
Love them while they're waiting.
Hear them while they're calling. So if somebody still looks for you when they hear your key outside,
don't treat that love like something
that will always survive time. Go sit beside them, ask the question, hear the answer all the way. Because one day that porch light may go dark, and you'll remember every night you came home late. The bulb is new now, the doorway's still the same, but nobody waits behind it, nobody calls my name. Sometimes I leave that light on a little longer before bed, not because I think you're coming. I just remember when somebody cared enough to wake. She used to wait. I should have seen it then. You stopped leaving notes for me, and I never asked you why. No milk is in the fridge, baby. No little heart beside goodbye. For years I'd find your handwriting by my keys or on the door. Then those little scraps of paper weren't waiting there anymore. I noticed I just didn't understand. You stopped leaving notes for me, and I thought it meant nothing at all. Now I'd give anything to find one more message on that wall. Love was speaking in small ways, then those small ways disappeared. I miss the sound of your heart leaving, because there was nothing loud to hear. You used to write, "Don't work too late," or "Call me when you're free." Sometimes just "I love you" on a napkin next to my coffee. I'd read them walking out the door, fold them once and lose them somewhere. I thought there'd always be another little piece of you waiting there. Then the kitchen counter empty, the refrigerator door stayed clean, and I never stopped to wonder what that empty space could mean. You stopped leaving notes for me. You stopped asking me to call. You stopped reminding me of birthdays. Stopped writing anything at all. I called it getting older. I called it settling down. I didn't know a heart gets quiet when it's tired of reaching out. I found one last note yesterday behind a drawer I had to move. The paper had gone yellow, but I knew every curve you drew. It said, your lunch is on the bottom shelf. Hope today goes easy on you. Love you, nothing more. Lord, I sat there with that paper like it carried your whole voice. 'Cause now I know you were loving me in 100 ordinary choices. I was so used to being loved, I stopped seeing what it cost. There wasn't one big moment when I knew your heart had changed. It happened in the little things I thought would always stay the same. One less note,
One less question,
one less touch before I left, one less reason for you to tell me what was living in your chest. I kept waiting for someone big enough to make me see, but maybe love had warned me every day and disappearing quietly.
pay attention.
To the little things. If I could have that season back, I'd save every word you wrote. I'd put them in a wooden box instead of leaving them in my coat. But more than saving paper, I'd have answered what was there. I'd write, I love you too, baby, and yes, I know you care. I'd come home when I said I would. I'd ask you how you felt, because nobody should keep giving love and feel they're giving it themselves. You stopped leaving notes for me, and now I finally understand. The notes were never just reminders, they were pieces of your hand. They said, I see you, I miss you, come home safe tonight. And when those little words stopped coming, something in us wasn't right. So if someone leaves you messages in places only you will see, don't laugh and throw them in your pocket like I did so carelessly. Read them twice, keep a few, answer love while love is near. Because sometimes what you miss the most is what once seemed small while it was here. The last note stays beside my bed now. Hope today goes easy on you. Some mornings I still read it. Some mornings I say, I hope yours did too. Little words, so much love. I didn't know then, I know now. You stopped leaving notes for me, and I never asked you why. You stopped leaving notes for me, and I never asked you why. No milk is in the fridge, baby. No little heart beside goodbye. For years I'd find your handwriting by my keys or on the door. Then those little scraps of paper went waiting. I still reach across the bed before I remember you're not there. My hand finds nothing but a pillow, and that cold side you used to share. For more years than I can count, I'd wake up feeling you beside me. Now morning comes too quietly, and every habit reminds me. I still reach across the bed like my heart ain't learned you're gone. Some memories live inside the body long after life has moved along. I thought I'd miss the biggest moments, but that's not what keeps hurting me. It's reaching for you half asleep and finding only empty sheets. You always stole the covers, I'd complain and pull them back. You'd laugh without opening your eyes and roll closer after that. I used to think those little nights were nothing worth remembering. Now I trade 1,000 restless hours for one more ordinary evening. Your lamp is still beside me, I never moved it from its place. Sometimes I turn it on at midnight just to soften up the space. I still reach across the bed, still leave a room without deciding. I spent so many years beside you, I don't know another way of lying. People tell me time gets easier, maybe some of that is true, but nobody tells you how your hands keep remembering someone too. I changed the sheets last Sunday, found one hair caught near the seam. Something that small shouldn't break a man, but grief don't care what's big or small to see. I sat down on your side and remembered winter mornings, your feet always cold against my legs, me pretending I was annoyed. Lord, what I'd give to complain about that now. What I'd give to hear you whisper, move over. I used to think love lived in promises, in photographs and wedding days, but years teach you a different truth. Love hides in familiar ways. The hand beneath the pillow, the breathing in the dark, someone turning toward you without even waking up. That's what makes a lifetime show the world, but the thousand quiet nights when two people know exactly where the other one belongs.
Don't take it for granted.
Don't take love for granted. If I had one night beside you, I wouldn't ask to change the past. I'd just listen to you breathing and pray that little moment lasts. I'd hold your hand beneath the covers. I'd stay awake till morning came. And when you opened up your eyes, I'd make sure you heard your name. I still reach across the bed, but now I understand the pain. My heart is only doing what it learned through all those years with you. It learned that you were home. It learned your warmth was near. And habits made from faithful love don't disappear because you're not here. So tonight I'll leave your pillow where it's always been, beside mine. Not because I'm waiting for you, just because a love that lasted years deserves a little time. The memory rests. Let the heart give thanks. If you wake beside somebody you've loved for half your life, don't turn away too quickly. Don't assume you'll have another night. Hold them for a minute. Feel the blessing while it's warm. Because one day your arms may reach for what they once considered normal. I still reach across the bed. I still reach across the bed. Some nights it hurts, some nights it smiles, some nights I smile. Because for all those years when my hand reached out, you were there, you were there, you were there. And that was love. That was love. I still reach across the bed before I remember you're not there. My hand finds nothing but a pillow and that cold side you used to share. For more years than I can count, I'd wake up feeling you beside me. Now morning comes too quietly, and every habit reminds me I still reach across the bed, like my heart ain't learned to go. I thought the house was keeping you. In every room I couldn't change. Your cup, your chair, your side of the bed, all standing exactly the same. I thought if I left your picture there, if I never moved your favorite things, somehow the life we built together would keep you close to me. But tonight I learned something I should have known before. A house can hold a memory, it cannot hold a soul. I thought the house was keeping you, but these walls only keep your name. Love ain't living in an empty chair, or a photograph inside a frame. You were never just these rooms, you were the kindness filling them. And I can't keep you by keeping everything exactly like it was back then. For months I left your closet untouched, your shoes still lying beneath the shelf. I'd open that door when nights got hard and stand there talking to myself. I kept your perfume by the mirror, though the scent had almost disappeared. I thought losing those little traces meant losing you another time. So I guarded every object like love could live inside. I thought the house was keeping you, so I held on to every sign. The grocery list, the coffee cup, the sweater you left behind. But the things were never where you live. They only helped me see how much love you poured into this house while you were here with me. Today I moved your old blue sweater just from the chair to the closet down the hall. My hands were shaking like I betrayed you by moving it at all. Then I remembered how you'd laugh when I'd leave my clothes around. Baby, this is a home, not a museum. I could almost hear you now. And for the first time in a long while, I laughed before I cried. Maybe remembering you doesn't mean I have to freeze my life. You were the coffee made before I woke, the porch light burning late, the hand that reached across the bed, the extra plate. You were the notes beside my keys, the voice asking how I've been, not the objects left behind. You were the love that lived within them. That's where love lives. That's where love stays. So I opened up the curtains I had kept half closed for months. Let the afternoon come through the room where we once sat. I moved one picture, cleaned the table, put your cup away, and nothing about the love I carry disappeared that day. No, it came with me. I thought the house was keeping you, but now I finally understand. You aren't trapped inside these walls. You're in the life your love helped make. You're in the way I listen longer. You're in the way I say goodnight. You're in every lesson I learned too late, and everything I try to do right, so this house can change around me. I don't have to fear that truth, because home was never all these things. Home was loving you. Love remains. Love remains. Love remains. And if grief has filled your rooms, don't be afraid to move a chair. The one you loved ain't in the furniture. Their love is what is there. Carry that, live with that, let that be enough tonight. I put your coffee cup away and stood there for a while, and somehow, instead of feeling farther from you, I remembered your smile. The house isn't keeping you, my heart is, and maybe that's where you were meant to stay. The day I changed your side of the room, and it felt like losing you again. I moved the lamp you used to read by, open curtains closed since then. Your slippers weren't beneath the chair, your sweater wasn't on the bed. For the first time this house looked different, and something in me finally said, you can't keep living yesterday, just because yesterday had her. The day I finally changed your side, I cried like the first night you were gone. Every little thing I moved felt like admitting life goes on. But love didn't leave the room with you, it didn't disappear that day. I learned I can change what surrounds me without changing what you gave. I took your clothes down slowly, one dress, one coat at a time. Held that blue one to my chest, the one you wore when we turned 49. I remember that little restaurant, you laughing when the waiter spilled the wine. For 1 minute I wasn't cleaning closets, I was there, and you were mine. That's what scared me all these months. I thought if the things disappeared, the memories would follow. I thought moving forward meant leaving you behind. The day I finally changed your side, I found out memory doesn't need a room. It can live inside a melody, inside a joke, inside perfume. The walls may wear another picture, the bed may not stay like before, but what we built across those years ain't hanging from a closet door. My daughter came by Sunday, she stood with me a while. She held one of your old photographs and said, Mama, love that smile. Then she looked around this bedroom and asked me something soft. Daddy, do you think she'd want you? Afraid to touch her stuff? Lord, that question stayed with me, because I knew exactly what you would have said. You'd shake your head, call me stubborn, then tell me to make the bed. Keep living, keep loving. So I gave some clothes away to someone who could wear them, kept the scarf you loved the most, kept our picture from the dresser. I don't need every object to prove that you were here. 30 years of loving someone don't vanish when a drawer gets cleared. You are in the way I make my coffee, in the prayers I say at night, in the way I call my children just to know that they're all right. You taught me love is daily. You taught me time moves fast. Maybe the best way I can honor you is not to make my whole life past. Carry the love, no, not only the pain,
not only the pain.
the day I finally changed your side,
The day I finally changed.
the sun came farther through the room, and for the first time I could breathe there without asking grief for permission. I still miss you every morning. I still speak your name sometimes, but missing you and living can't exist in the same life. So I moved the chair, I changed the sheets, I opened up that door, and nothing about loving you became 1 ounce less than before. If you lost somebody precious, you don't have to erase their place, but don't mistake a frozen room for the only way love stays. Take the memory,
Take the lesson,
take the lesson,
take the goodness they gave you.
then keep walking.
They were part of your life.
They don't have to become the end of it too. Tonight the room looks different. I thought that would break my heart. Instead I sat beneath the window and watched the evening start. Your picture is still beside me. Your name is still in my prayers. But for the first time I understood love can remain even when the room changes. Love remains,
Love remains.
I changed your side today, but I didn't change what you mean to me. I heard you laugh in an old recording, and the whole room disappeared. For 3 seconds you were living warm and close and standing here. It was from some family birthday, people talking over one another. Then somebody made a foolish joke, and there you were, laughing like no time had passed. I played it twice, then 3 more times. I heard you laugh in an old recording, and it took me back so fast. Not to the day we said goodbye, but to the life before the past. I remembered you were more than losing, You were laughter in a crowded kitchen, making ordinary days feel new. For months I remembered endings, the quiet house, the empty bed, the things I should have noticed, all the words I should have said. I forgot the way you danced while dinner cooked on Sunday nights. Forgot how you'd sing the wrong words and swear that you were right. Grief had turned you into sadness, but baby, you were never only that. I heard your laugh in an old recording, and something in me finally changed. For once your memory didn't enter, wearing only grief and pain. I saw the woman I first fell for before the years had moved so fast. And I thank God that love had given me more than something I could lose at last. There was another little moment buried farther in that tape. You said my name across the room, telling me to bring the plates, and I answered, I'm coming, baby. Nothing special, nothing grand, but here in that ordinary moment nearly brought me to my knees again. Because once there was a time when your voice calling my name was just part of every day. Now I'd cross a lifetime to hear it once without pressing play. But I don't want every memory to become another wound. You gave me 30 years of living, not 30 years of an empty room. You gave me jokes, you gave me mornings, you gave me arguments we survived. You gave me children calling home with pieces of your smile. So maybe healing isn't forgetting, maybe healing is remembering whole. Not only how somebody left, but how beautifully they live beside your soul. Remember the joy. Tonight I played that recording without stopping after your laugh. I let the whole family keep talking, I let the little moment pass. And when your voice faded into others, I didn't reach to start again. I just sat there smiling, because for 1 minute you felt like my wife, not only someone I miss. Oh, I heard your laugh in an old recording, and tonight it didn't break me down. It reminded me this quiet house once knew a beautiful sound. Yes, I miss you more than words can hold. That truth ain't going anywhere. But now when memory opens the door, sometimes joy can enter there. So if you lost somebody precious, don't let their ending take it all. Remember how they filled the kitchen, remember how they filled the hall. Remember jokes nobody else understood, remember dancing badly too. A life is more than how it ended, and love is more than missing you. I heard you laugh tonight, and for the first time in a long time, I laughed too. Remember the joy, remember the love. You sounded so happy, and baby, so was I. I finally know what home was, and it wasn't this old house. It wasn't keys beside the doorway, or the roof that kept rain out. Home was hearing you in the kitchen, humming while the coffee poured. Home was knowing when I turned that key, somebody cared I'd made it home. Lord, it took losing all those little things for me to understand. I finally know what home was. Home was you waiting there. It was your voice across the hallway, your hand reaching for my chair. I spent years looking at these walls like they were what we built. Now I know a house is only rooms until somebody fills them up with love. I remember paying off the mortgage. I thought that made me proud. I'd stand outside and look at what we owned, like I'd figured this whole life out. You'd smile and say, it's just a house, baby. People make it home. I heard you, but I didn't hear you, not the way I do now. I finally know what home was. It was dinner getting cold. It was you saying drive safe every time I left that road. It was socks beside the laundry, your glasses near the bed. Things I hardly saw while living them are the things I see instead. I used to think love had to be remembered by anniversaries and rings, but the older I get, the more I see love lived in smaller things. You knew how I took my coffee. You knew when something wasn't right. You could hear one word in my answer and know what kind of day I'd had. And I knew your footsteps, I knew your cough, I knew which cupboard you'd open first. We knew each other in ways so ordinary, we forgot they were a gift. That's what time revealed to me. Home isn't where your furniture stays. Home is where somebody knows your silence, knows your moods, knows your ways. Home is having someone beside you when nothing special happens at all. Someone who has seen your worst years and still answers when you call. That was home, that was love. I blame these empty rooms for hurting, but these rooms did nothing wrong. They only showed me what was missing after you had been here so long. And now I don't need to keep every chair exactly where was never made of wood. It was you. I finally know what home was. And baby, home was you. Every morning, every supper, every ordinary thing you used to do. I wish I'd understood it sooner. I wish I'd said it while you heard. But love still teaches after leaving, even when it cannot hear the words. So if you've got somebody waiting in the place you call your own, don't only thank God for the house, thank Him for the one who makes it home. Sit beside them, hear their stories, hold their hand a little more, because walls will still be standing when the footsteps leave the floor. Tonight I walk through every room, not searching for you, just remembering us. The coffee, the laughter, the arguments, the quiet. And for the first time, this house didn't feel empty. It felt grateful. That was home. That was love. That was home. I finally know home wasn't where you lived. Home was that you were there. I turned the porch light off tonight, and for once I wasn't afraid. The house went dark, the room stayed quiet, but your love didn't fade away. I stood with my hand on the switch, thinking of all these years. I used to believe remembering you meant keeping every tear, but I know better now. I can miss you and still keep living. I can love you and still move on. I can carry every good thing without making sorrow my home. You were here, and that was mercy. You were mine, and that was grace. And I don't have to lose you again every time I change this place. This morning I opened every window, let the summer air come through, made one cup of coffee, then smiled at the thought of you. I sat down in my usual chair, watched the sunlight cross the floor. For the first time, that empty space didn't feel empty anymore. It held ordinary love I learned to treasure too late. I can miss you and still keep living. I can say your name without falling apart. Time is not taking you from me. It only changed where I carry your heart. You aren't waiting in the hallway. You aren't sleeping by my side. But 30 years of loving you still walk with me through life. I called the children after supper. We laughed about the things you'd say. How you'd worry if they drove too fast, how you'd feed everybody anyway. And when they told an old story, I didn't turn away from the joy. I let myself hear you inside it. I let your memory make some noise. Lord, grief had made me think that smiling meant I loved you less. But love don't ask us to stay broken just to prove that it was blessed. So tomorrow I'll move the flowers, maybe paint that hallway wall, maybe invite some family over and fill these rooms with talk. Your picture will stay on the dresser, your scarf will stay with me. Not because I'm afraid to let go, but because they're part of our history. And when somebody asks about you, I won't only tell them how you died, I'll tell them how you laughed too loud, how you danced, how you changed my life. Tell the whole story. Remember the love. I can miss you and still keep living. I finally understand. Love is not an empty bedroom. Love is what remains in a man. It's the patience you taught me. It's the way I listen now. It's calling someone just to tell them they still matter somehow. You were here, that was mercy. You were mine, and that was grace. And I don't need these walls unchanged to keep your love in place. So tonight I turn the porch light off, not because the memories faded, but because I finally know love doesn't need a light left on to find its way back through. Carry the love, carry the love. If you're holding someone tonight, hold them while they're near. Say the words you've been saving, let them know you're glad they're here. And if the one you loved is gone, remember more than the end. Remember the mornings, remember the laughter, remember who you became with them. The house is quiet now, but it isn't empty. Your love is in the life I still have left to live. That's where I'll keep you. Not in the chair, not in the cup, not in a room frozen in time.